Guys, and welcome back to Apistogramma. In today's video is vlog number 2. We're going to go through what happened in the fish room this week, how I set up my baby brine hatcheries in order to feed my fry. So this week, the cacatuoides fry are big enough to be transferred to a breeder box. So today we're going to go to my local fish shop and pick up a breeding box and move them from the trays to the breeding box, which we're going to attach to the outside of one of my tanks. The display tank is going from strength to strength. The plants are growing like crazy, and we've had some aggression from my cacatuoides orange fry male, orange flash male, to my triple red juvenile male. So we're going to be looking to set up a new tank for the juvenile male to get him out of this tank, and just to get him safe, because I think the orange flash male and the female that are in this tank have laid eggs in this pot. So they're both becoming very aggressive towards him and the other fish. Obviously the other fish are much quicker to get away. Even the gouramis, they get away. Plus they don't really take any rubbish from them. And the Siamese alligators are way too big for the Apistogramma to give them any trouble at all. So we've been overrun with snails in this tank as well, like crazy. So we've been scooping a lot of them out and feeding them to my pea buffers. So I'll show you that in a little bit. Yeah, that's about it for this tank for this week. So Percy, my Apistogramma agassizii blue, he has been getting a bit of trouble from his female this week, and she's been very aggressive. I think she's got fry in this coconut here, and we've got a lot of breeding action going on at the moment, and he's just been put in that corner for a little while. He is fine, he's been swimming about, he just needs the time to make sure that he feels comfortable enough to come out. And I might put some more plants here in the foreground to give him a bit more security. I was doing the leaf litter, but all the leaf litter dropped to the back, and that's where he's kind of retreated to, because he feels safe behind there. You can see that his Amazon sword is literally, it's luscious and green, and there's got a little bit of algae in there, but you know, we're fine with that. These guys definitely have fry in that clay pot where you can see the female coming out from. She's there. She's got her anal fins down. She is ready for those fries to be born, and then she'll bring them out, and then I'll leave them in there for a couple of days, and then I'll transfer them to the trays. So it's good that the cacatuoides fry big enough to move from the trays to the breeder box, because then I'll have enough room for that master eye fry to go into the trays. Female betters, I lost a female better this week. I lost the oldest one. She was about 2 years old now, which is quite old for a female better in captivity. They're very inbred. They don't live a long time. It's sad. She was my oldest living fish. You know, I am sad about it. But she lived a long and happy life with her sisters in this tank, and yeah, it's sad, but it happens in the fish keeping hobby, and I am sad about it. But you know, we'll move on. Apistogramma cacatuoides, Apollo, he has been being chunky this week. He's been eating so much food. He's been very aggressive to the pencil fish, which means he is ready for breeding. He is ready to go. His female Aphrodite, she's also ready to go. She's turned very bright yellow. I will know when she's bred, because when she's bred in the past, she is literally lemon yellow. She's bright yellow, black all through her body, and her fins are down, and I know that she's had the fry. So we're just waiting to see when she has, and then we'll see them. It might be difficult to see them because of the amount of leaf litter that I've added to this tank recently, but we will make sure that we get them out, because Apollo is notorious for eating his babies. He's always hungry. Just fed Hades his little pellets. He's going to eat them all up. Everything else in this tank is going great. Like I always say, this is a very sustained tank. He is a grumpy old sod, but he loves this tank. He loves to sleep and rest in those lilies, and he likes to just chill out. He's been fine this week. The rasboras are fine, and my sterbicoria is fine as well. See that I added loads of snails to this tank for my pea puffers. So this big girl here, she is the boss of this tank, and her sister is a little bit smaller than her, but they have both been eating these snails like crazy, so I haven't been adding any other food to this tank, and they've both been fine. I want to see if she'll take down this snail while we're watching. I think she's very full, maybe. No, I think she's very full from the amount of snails I added to this tank. So yeah, these guys, I'm going to be feeding them just purely the snails, the pest snails from now on, and a little bit of leftover baby brine shrimp, just because of the amount that I'm hatching out at the moment. There is a little bit left over, and these guys like live food. Like, they like the stimulation of live food. And I want to get a lot more plants in this tank this week, just to give them a bit more of stimulation to swim around in. They love this bit of wood, like they love chasing each other around. I think the smaller one might actually be a male, so we might actually be able to get some breeding action out of these two, because there's a big disparity in the size between them. But we're not going to really concentrate on that at the moment, so I'm just trying to get them nice and comfortable in this tank, which they really are. I need to put more substrate at the bottom of this tank, because the gravel is great, but it doesn't help lock in the plants, and that's why they all fall out. So I've got some more play sand which I use in all of my tanks, and I'm gonna substrate this tank. I'm just gonna put this substrate, the sand on the top of the gravel, so that I don't lose any beneficial bacteria, and it should also help us see them a bit better, because the substrate will lighten up this tank. Over to the brine shrimp. So I have two set up, so I have an afternoon one and a morning one. So I've just recently fed the morning one. So what I do now is I add chlorinated water to my hatchery, which is all hooked up to my central air system. So the air comes from the central air down through the pipes into the hatchery. They were both attached to one pipe, but what I was finding is that the one on the right was losing a lot of flow. So I'm now adding them just there. So then what I do, sea salt. So this is literally just molten sea salt that you can buy from the supermarket. So everyone thinks, oh, you gotta add aquarium salt. No, you don't. I literally just use molten sea salt, which is sea salt you can buy from the shop. So I add 3 pinches. If I can get 3 pinches out of what's left. 1, 2. I'm gonna add the rest. I'm just gonna dump the rest in. There you go. So that's the salt water mixed up for them now. And then I was using this, which was a pre-mixed salt and egg mixture, but it's really not very good. Honestly, I would not buy this product again. So I've recently switched over to this Superfish brine shrimp eggs. It's got 95% hatch rate, which is not great, but it's fine for what I'm using it for. It's good quality food to feed your baby fish. So again, I don't really measure a lot of this, I just kind of eyeball it to what I know that I'm going to use. So I was like tablespooning it, but it didn't really work. So then that'll turn the water nice and black, which is the perfect what you want. So that is how you mix brine shrimp. You put the lid back on the hatchery, which I haven't left out here, so I'll go and get that and put that back on. But yeah, that's how I hatch out the brine shrimp for the babies. And then this one will be ready in the afternoon. I use this light because it helps to stimulate them to be born, basically. Back on, and that is ready to go. So also the light is used to collect them when you hatch them out. So you put the light down at the bottom. All of the shrimp swim to the bottom of the tank, at the bottom of the collector, and then that helps you drain it through these valves here. So you can also make your own brine shrimp hatcheries, which I am thinking about doing, and just hanging from this shelf. Obviously I'd have to move the extension cord a little bit further up or to the left, but it wouldn't be a problem. I just hang like 5 days worth from here, and then we just run the pipes from the central air system. So that's something that I'm thinking about doing. If you like that idea, make sure you leave a comment saying please do this and video it, and I will. I'm going to go off to the fish store now, and we'll come back once I've been there. Okay guys, so we are back in the fish room, and as you can see the trays are out. We set up the breeding box, and all of the cacatuoides fry are all in here, in this little breeding box that I've set up. This is a fluval breeding box. Seems to be pretty good so far. And yeah, that is pretty much going to be it for this video. So obviously, like I said before, We've moved the cacatoides typhrae into this breeding box here, and we'll give it another couple of weeks. We'll see how they grow out, and then we'll move them into the grow out tank. This has just been put on the McMasterite Gold tank just for now. Literally whilst I was out today, this guy here has been in a big fight with his girlfriend, and he's been feeling sorry for himself. No damage has been done to him, but yeah, that's going to be where it's going to be with these guys for the moment. So if you like this vlog style video, make sure you like and subscribe, and I shall see you next time.